My name is Ron van der Post and this is Anna Mikats, and we are from Surya International Yoga Study Center. And today we will discuss the asana, we call it the pigeon. And the pigeon is an asana which is very difficult to do the full pigeon. And that means that many people, that means actually 5 to 10% of the students will manage to do the full pigeon. We won't do it today. We will do half pigeon. And because this is more acceptable for most of the yoga students. And even this is already quite heavy to make this perfect. So what we will do, we will sit on the left buttock and we make the left leg 90 degrees. And this has a certain reason. But first we will go to the right leg and we'll try to stretch the right leg as much as possible. To put your left leg 90 degrees and sit on your left buttock. In this way we are stabilizing the left leg and the pelvis. So this is really the necessity within the whole pose. Don't lift up your left buttock, because otherwise you will press too much pressure in your left knee, and that is what we don't like, because we don't like injuries. We try to prevent them. So what is the meaning? That you put your hands in front of your left leg and try to lift up your chest as much as possible and try to look over your left shoulder and to look for your right foot. And in that movement you feel the movement in your pelvis, that your right hip wants to go down. So you make it more possible to look for your foot. So this movement you keep in your mind. That means you go into your body and that's the place you have to put your attention. And this is actually already a hard part, because a lot of people will have some pain or stretching pain in the pelvis. And before we do this asana, you should stretch up your right front side of your leg, and the iliopsoas should be stretched up, so you won't have any problem with your lower back in this position. So that is an important preparation for this one. So in this meaning, now you turn as much a little bit more and you try to press a little bit from this position, that right pelvis downward. If you manage a little bit, then you can go for the second part, and that is lay down with your chest bone on your foot. And you try to bring your chest bone as much as you can on your foot, bringing your right hip down, although constantly, and that is what I said in the beginning, your left buttock will stay on the floor. That is solid. Don't change that position, because we try to stretch the whole sacrum attachments with the tendons, and that's why we have to stay a little longer in this position, because we don't stretch just muscles but tendons, and tendons are reacting really slow. So you need 1 to 3 minutes to stay in this position. I prefer 3 minutes, because it takes a little time to stretch, and if you do this daily, then in half a year time you will feel and you will experience a really big difference with this one. Because of this, you create a lot of space in your lower back. In your lower back, in your pelvis, in your hips, and especially because of your sacrum is getting more flexible, movable, and that is in your benefit for doing all kind of back bend asanas. So this is the perfect one for preparing yourself for back bends. So you create space in your hip. So this is the physical part. Now we go to the second part. And then we come in downward facing dog. And if you come in downward facing dog, you put your left foot literally between your hands. And then if you put your feet again between your hands, you will sit down in this position. If you have that advantage already, you have the flexibility, then it is fine, you can do it in this way. Otherwise you do it in the previous way. So now again, you put your hands in front of you and look over your shoulder. Why do we do pigeon? First of all, this is the field of the second chakra, the Svadhisthana chakra, and this is also the field of kapha. That means we are not increasing kapha, but we are activating kapha. That means you give a lot of stretch inside of the pelvis So the circulation of prana is going around. So that makes kapha a little bit more active. And that is what some people also call you raise a little your pitta. So if you have too much kapha, these are really nice to do, because then you will repeat this asana a few times behind each other. So you stay a little longer in it, but then you do it repeatedly. Next to kapha, you can say, what is it for pitta? It is pitta neutralizing. Because now in this moment, you have to stay a little longer in this position. You lay down and you can't do it really active, you can't do really many things together. No, you have to focus. And like I said, if you want to increase or you neutralize pitta, that means that you calm down. Try to exhale and bring your breath down in the pelvis and down into that area where a lot of tension is. In this way, you even activate, increase apana prana. And apana prana is the energy which is going down, which is bringing you more to the ground, grounding prana. So try to exhale, and when you exhale, you bring your energy down into the pelvis. So what does it mean for vata? For vata, it is like if you stay a little longer in this position, then it is for vata fine, because it is structure. You stay in a little longer in this position, it's calming down the vata. But if you do it too quickly, like I said before with the physical part, then you only stretch some muscles. No, if you do that, then you increase vata, because then it is just jumping up and down. That is not what we really want. We want to have structure in this position. So vata, if you have too much vata, go in this position and lay down and try to relax as much as possible while working with your attention in your pelvis. So that means the doshas are there, the prana, apana prana, is working in this position, and that means that we try to pay our attention to this field of the background of the pigeon. So this is in short the background of pigeon, physical but also holistic in the way of doshas and pranas. Thank you for watching, and we love to see you again next video. Namaste.